Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's live session here on YouTube. I'm happy to have you here today. Welcome to the Naira Academy page. My name is Chukwemeka Onyinezi, and I'm the founder of the Naira Academy. If you're just joining us, please, I would like you to just share this live with your contacts so that other people can come and join us and learn. So, welcome. You're welcome to today's live session. And today we're going to be talking about another profound topic. We're looking at allowance, chores, and money values, how to get it right as a parent, right? So, we've been talking about allowance and how you can use allowance to teach financial literacy throughout this week. If you've been following our page, and today we're going to add chores and how you can use allowance and chores and teach money values. So that's about what we're going to be talking about today. So thank you very much for joining us from wherever you are. All right, so we'll get right into it. Okay, so without wasting much time, let's get into the business of the day. All right, so allowance, chores, and money values. How to get it right as a parent. In many African homes, children grow up hearing, um, children grow up hearing, um, money is for adults, right? Children grow up hearing, just face your books. Or children don't need to know anything about money. Yet the same children grow up, enter adulthood, and suddenly everyone expects them to be responsible with money, right? Everyone expects them to be responsible with money. I say again, we don't allow children have access to money. We don't have money discussions with children, right? We focus on them having to face their books. We say that children don't need to know anything about money. Yet, these same children grow up. They enter adulthood, and suddenly everybody expects them to be responsible with money that they were never taught to manage. What we fail to understand is that money management and multiplication is not taught in schools. So, allowance and chores are not just house rules, they are your child's first classroom for money values, right? So, when you use them well, they will shape the discipline, they will shape the responsibility, the work ethics, the gratitude, right? And it will shape a healthy mindset towards money in the life of your children. When used wrongly, they will produce entitlement, they will produce laziness, they will produce financial confusion, and a mindset that money comes easy, right? So here is how to get allowance, chores, and money values right as a parent. I I would always tell you that one of the ways you can get chores very wrong in teaching financial literacy is by attaching money to chores. Don't ever monetize chores. Chores are a responsibility. When you monetize chores, how then will your child understand that it is his or her responsibility to do the chores that you want them to do? How then? If you monetize it, right? So chores should never be monetized. So we need to understand this live. I'm going to show you how we can better use chores to teach financial literacy. How we can better use pocket money allowance to teach financial literacy, right? So the first thing for us to do as parents is first to understand the purpose of allowance. The first problem with allowance and pocket money is that it is greatly misunderstood, or sometimes people have no idea about it at all. People just give allowance because they can afford to and because other people are doing it. And that's the wrongest way to use allowance. If you're giving allowance as something that should just have because you can afford to give them, then you are missing the point, right? You're missing the point. You need to first understand the purpose of allowance. You need to first understand the purpose of pocket money. It is not just for spending, it's for learning. Allowance, pocket money is for learning. It's what for spending. If you give your children allowance and pocket money and just tell them to go and do whatever they want to do with it, you will be causing you what you should expect will be a negative return or turn out of events. Negative turn out of events. Why? Because it will not instill anything, right? It will rather help them learn how to be spenders and nothing more. And you will not learn anything from it. So allowance is not about giving the child money because other parents are doing it or because you can afford it. Allowance is a tool. Allowance is a tool to teach budgeting. Allowance is a tool to teach savings. Allowance is a tool to teach generosity. It's a tool to teach delayed gratification, contentment, and also decision making. We spoke extensively about this yesterday on the Instagram and Facebook Live. If you enjoyed that, please, you need to go back to that live session and watch it again. Right? Because money you don't understand will always control you. A lot of people don't understand a lot of things about money. And it's not just about having money. And that's where people get it wrong when it comes to financial literacy. It's not about having money. You can have money and still ruin your children. You can have money and still raise children who would not be financially literate. You can also have money and not be financially literate yourself. So it's not about just having money. It's about understanding money. And money you don't understand will control you. When you give allowance, you're not just giving cash. You're giving an opportunity to make financial mistakes now so that they don't make big ones later. You're giving them an opportunity to learn learning lessons now so they don't make mistakes later. Right? So you give a child 2,000 naira every week. You teach them how to budget. You teach them how to divide the money into different categories. You tell them, oh, 10% is for giving. You save 30%. You spend the rest. Oh, when you're spending, you prioritize your needs first before your want. It is an opportunity to teach. And that's one thing that we miss. Right? We miss that opportunity to teach with pocket money because we think it's just something we have to give because other people give it. And in that process, we ruin them. I will say again, money you don't understand will control you. It will ruin you. And I've told you, I've said there times to that number, that when you give a child money without education, you do more damage to that child than good. What's another thing to do? Number 2, chores is to understand chores. Chores are there to teach work ethics. Right? Chores teach work ethics, not wages. Some parents, a lot of parents, confuse allowance payments to chores or confuse allowance payments for chores. But the thing you need to understand is that chores are not jobs. They are not jobs. Chores are not jobs. They are contributions to family life. You don't pay your child for sweeping. You don't pay your child for washing plates. You don't pay your child for laying the bed. You don't pay your child for helping with laundry. You don't pay your child for keeping the house tidy. No, you don't do that. These are responsibilities, not income sources. Not income sources. When children see chores as work they get paid for, they develop entitlement. They develop entitlement. They become entitled. But when they see chores as my contribution to the family, they develop stewardship. So you need to understand that chores build character, right? Allowance builds competence. Both of them are necessary, but you need to know when to apply them and not when not to combine them. And not when to combine them. So never pay your children for the chores they do at home. Never pay them. In most homes, children naturally are supposed to help their mothers in the kitchen, help their parents wash their car, and do a lot of other things. That does not require payment. Right? It requires gratitude and sometimes guidance, but not payment. Not payment. Number three, when should you pay your child? When should you pay your children? You pay your children only when they add extra value. You pay your children only when they add extra value. If the child, what is extra value? The child does something outside their normal duties. Something that teaches entrepreneurship, something that teaches skills, a service, then you can pay them. For example, your child decides to help out pack products for your business, take care of your neighbor's dog, design a small flyer for you on Canva, sell things, biscuits, sell Zubu, help organize your store, right? Help braid other kids' hair during holidays, things like that. These are the things that they can be paid for because it will help them understand. It will teach them that money comes from value. Money comes from effort. Efforts are equal to rewards. Skills are profitable, right? They will understand that creativity is very useful. Not everything should be free. Not everything should also be paid for. Wisdom is knowing when to balance the both. That's wisdom. Wisdom is in knowing when to balance the both. Right? Number four is use allowance to teach better money decisions. Use allowance to teach better money decisions. So when children make bad spending choices, don't rescue them. We're always very quick to rescuing children. And if you're going to rescue a child in your journey to financial literacy, you will ruin them. Forget about it. That's the end. You will ruin them. You will ruin them. If you're all about bailing your children out, when it comes to money, forget about it. You need to understand that children will make bad choices. Always remember not to rescue them. If they spend all their money at once, let them face the consequences. If you give them money for 1 week and they spend it in 1 day, let them face the consequences. Let them go throughout the week with nothing. Yes. Yes. Your child goes to school, spends all the money that was meant for the whole week in 1 day. Don't tell them sorry, take more. The question is, what did you learn from this? You need to understand that natural consequences teach faster than your lectures. Allow the natural consequences float. Allow it take its course. Right? Allow them feel that shortage. Allow them feel that regrets. Allow them feel the weight of their bad decisions. If you think that you are protecting them by not allowing them feel all these things, you're ruining them. You're ruining them. And you need to understand something. You need to understand that when you allow them feel all these things, you are preparing them for adulthood, where mistakes will cost more than 500 naira. Their mistakes in childhood today might just be 500 naira it will cost them. If you do not allow them face the consequences and learn, then you are preparing them for adulthood where there are more costly mistakes. So allow them make the mistakes now and allow them face the consequences. If you prevent and protect your children from facing consequences, you're ruining them. You're ruining them. You're not preparing them for life. Number five, you need to teach them to save towards a goal. Saving without a goal feels like punishment to children. Saving with a goal will be an empowerment to them. So let them pick a toy, a shoe, a book, a game, a bicycle. Right? Let them break it into weekly savings. Let's say, for example, and this is one activity that we always carry out in the Money Click Kids program when we're setting goals. Right? Let's say a toy costs 10,000 and the child saves 500 naira weekly. Right? The question is, you now tell the child, how long will it take you to save to be able to buy that? And they calculate it. They know that they have a goal and they work towards it. So every week, 500, you save until you get to 10,000. They will learn patience. They will learn consistency. They will learn goal setting. They will take pride in earning something over time. So we need to teach them to save towards a goal and not just to save for nothing, not to save to just spend. And that's one of the problems, the issues that most even adults have. The problem with most adults have when it comes to saving is that most adults do not attach goals to their savings. They don't have goals. When you don't have a goal for anything, then you're bound to move in any. Your goal is your destination. If you don't have a destination before you set out on the journey, you're bound to move in any direction. So you must have a goal for your money. You must have a goal for your savings. Number 6 is model the money value you want them to copy. Children copy what they see. It's not what you say. If you say save money, but you never save, right? Your instructions will fail. I'm sorry. I say again, if you always tell them save money, but you never save and show them that you save, your instructions will fail. It will fail, and it will fail so woefully. It will fail. If you say don't buy things you don't need, but they see you buying impulsively, they will imitate you. They will imitate you. What they do is not what they hear, it's what they see. You are their model, you need to understand it. So if they see you budgeting, if they see you writing expenses, if they see you delaying gratification, if they see you tithing and giving, if they see you investing, if they see you planning ahead, they will grow with that mindset naturally. Naturally. Those things will come natural to them. One of the reasons why a lot of people today, adults, struggle with a lot of money habits, budgeting, tracking their expenses, delayed gratification, giving, tithing, planning, investing, is because it's alien to their brain. They're not used to it. They're not used to it. So it doesn't come naturally. It's something they've been learning at an old age, and it's difficult. You need to understand that your own financial behavior is your child's financial curriculum. I say again, you need to understand that your own financial behavior, is your child's money curriculum. If you understand this and take it very seriously, then you will see the need to improve on your money story. You will see the need to improve on your financial habits and behavior. And that's the reason why you should take your own life, your own financial life seriously if you want to raise children who will be financially responsible. That's the reason why you should be in the Money Click program. And if you're watching me today and you're here today and you're not yet in the Money Click program, then you are making a big mistake, because before you know it, we are off into the new cohort by next year. And there's no time. You might be telling yourself there's time, I will, procrastinating. There's no time. Before you know it, the train have left you. So the time is now. The time to get in is now. The time to take your financial habits, your financial life seriously is now. It's not tomorrow. And it is not about having money. I don't know how much more I can say this. You can have money and model the wrong financial habits and behavior to your children. It's not about having money. And that's why you need to learn. It's not about having money. It's not about making money. You can be making a lot of money. However, you are modeling the wrong money habits to your children. And that's why knowledge is important. Right? Number 7 is you need to talk about money openly and make it frequent in your family. Money should never be a taboo topic like many homes have it. Let your children overhear healthy money discussions and conversations. Oh, we are saving for December. Oh, we're delaying this purchase. This month we need to prioritize this over the. Let them hear those conversations. Make money a normal conversation. Stop making money a secret at home. Stop making it a secret. When you don't talk about money, your silence becomes their teacher. And usually, silence teaches fear. That's what silence teaches, fear. 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 Your silence is teaching them fear, nothing more. So in case you think, oh, you don't talk about it, you just don't want to talk about it, it's just fear your silence is teaching them. Right? It's just fear. Number 8 is you need to connect allowance. Connect chores to real character values. You need to understand that your chores and your allowance are not there for just being there. They are there to teach something. Through chores, through allowance, you're teaching things like contentment. You're teaching discipline. When your child knows that every morning I have to wake up and do this, and this consistently every day, you are teaching discipline. You're teaching discipline. When they know that they have to do so and so if they want to earn some money, you're teaching them work ethics. When they know that there are certain things that they must do to contribute to the family in form of chores, they know you are teaching them responsibility. You're teaching them self-control. Teaching them integrity. See, you need to understand that, you see allowance, you see chores, they are the practical tools that develop these values. And these things are things that I talked about in my book, Raising Financially Literate Children. In case you don't have that book, if you have not read it, please, you need to read it. Raising Financially Literate Children is a book that everybody must read. Everybody must read that book. You need to read it. And if you read that book, you understand how to better use chores to teach financial literacy. You understand how to use pocket money to teach financial literacy. It's very key. It's very important. Right? And we're going to be rounding up. If you get allowance and you get chores right, you're going to raise a child who respects money. You're going to raise a child who earns ethically. You're going to raise a child who spends wisely, who saves diligently, who values hard work, right? Who appreciates what they have. And ultimately, you're going to raise a child who becomes financially responsible as an adult. So you're not just giving your child pocket money, you're giving them a mindset. You are training them, right? And mindset is the real inheritance. That's the real inheritance. So you're training them. You need to understand that as you're giving them chores to carry out, you're also training them. You're training them with the right values that will help them become better, responsible adults. Chores will also help them begin to learn how to become more independent thinking. You need to read the book, Raising the Independent Thinking Child. You understand better how much, written by Coach Wendy Ologe, Raising the Independent Thinking Child. You understand how much important it is for you to use chores to teach certain values. So it's key. So I'm here once again to remind you that your journey is important as your child's journey. Your financial behavior is your children's financial curriculum. I say again, your financial behavior is your child's financial curriculum. So having known this, you need to understand now how important it is for you to learn about money. You need to know how important for you to get into a curriculum to teach you better how to create the kind of behavior and habits that would support your parenting goals. in raising a financially literate child, in developing them to use them. In having known this, you need to understand and you need to take more seriously your own journey, because your journey, your money journey, will shape your children's money journey. And it is not about making money. I say again that your making money is not enough. All right. So thank you very much, everyone, for being here. Thank you very much for joining us today. I'll leave you with those final words. Your financial behavior is your child's financial curriculum, right? I hope you think deep about it today and make a decision on your financial life. Make a decision to make it better for the sake of yourself, for the sake of your children, right? So thank you very much, everyone. And this is where we end it. And remember, just like Coach Wendy will say, parenting is first about you, all right? So have a very good day ahead and see you all next week. Remember, next week we're going to be back here again, same time, to give you another live session. Live sessions on YouTube are every Thursdays. Live session on Instagram and Facebook are every Wednesdays, right? So thank you very much, everyone. Thank you very much, Madam Bilkis Adamu, who is also my current cohort mates in the yard, in the inner circle. Thank you very much for being here. She's also an intending, in fact, she's a billionaire already. She's a billionaire because I know she's already in the Money Click 2026. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining me today. Have a very good day ahead. Bye bye.